Hey guys, welcome back to Vince Vale Customs, and today we're going to do a small repair and a repaint on this bird for the XM Studios Phoenix statue. Now, what happened is somebody contacted me and they said that their wing on the bird broke off over here, as you can see. A little piece fell on there, you go. So that piece broke off. Now the problem is whenever clear resin breaks, you can never repair it back the way it was. Think of like a car windshield. If your windshield or breaks or cracks, like those spider cracking, you can put resin in there to stop it from cracking and sort of hide it, but you're always going to see those cracks no matter what. Same thing with clear resin. Now the person that sent it to me, they decided that they wanted to be like the prototype was of this bird. I think when this first came out in the prototype, it was a painted bird, and then they decided to do a clear resin bird for the Phoenix, but he wants it to have all painted up like the prototype was, which is fine. I always tell people, whatever you want on your shelf for your collection, your hobby, that's the way to go. There's no right or wrong answers with, you know, doing what you want on your shelf. So basically what I need to do now is repair this piece up top, and then what I'm going to do is do a nice good coat of clear primer on the bird wings. I got to also rig up some kind of a wooden block thing where I can actually get this piece onto it, so this way when I paint separate pieces and then I put those pieces together, everything's looking uniform. Because if you kind of paint it in separate and it's not, and when we piece it together it's not looking right, you got to kind of make sure everything is correct. And then after that, that's pretty much all we really need to do with this. So I'm going to look it over real quick one more time to make sure I'm not missing anything, if there's not any other damages. But we're going to get this repaired up right now, and then I'll start working on a block or something that'll hold up this bird to a point where she really doesn't fall off, and I can kind of do some airbrushing on it, whether in the garage or my airbrush booth, because it is fairly large. So we'll see how this works out. Alright, excuse the little setup here, but this stuff is very bulky and hard to deal with. So, what's going on is things changed up a little bit. We were going to repaint the whole entire bird, but after I started, like, you know, just before I was like, I always look at my items, and I always try to decide how I'm going to go about it, how it's going to be painted up, especially something bulky like this, because you got all these pieces, and it would be better if I could just paint it all in one shot, but, you know, you got to do all this stuff separate. Now, the problem I started to realize is if I prime this up, I use a base coat of like a car paint to do all red, and then I start using acrylics over it. The problem we would run into is the way this keys into the bird over here, like so, and the way the other wing goes into here. The problem is all this stuff will start getting scraped up. And then if I get any paints into this key area and I get paints into there, what happens is when you put a piece in there and you leave it for so long and then you go to pull it out, what happens is the paint will stick to this paint, and either you'll break it or scratch it from here, or you'll scratch it from there. It's just the nature of the beast with certain keying. Like if you have a head on a sideshow statue, and the way the head's key in there, they're always cut off at the neck with like a necklace or outfit. That keying is fine if you get a little bit of paint there, because even if it kind of gets caught into the key when you pop it out, the head still looks good and the body still looks good. But with something like this where you got these curves and these waves and stuff, and it's also clear, what will happen is if this stuff breaks, all of a sudden you start seeing that clear stuff kind of popping out a little bit, and it becomes a nightmare. That's the downside with clear stuff with kind of keying like this. It's just the nature of the hobby, it's the nature of the materials, there's nothing you can really do about it. If this was a solid resin piece and it was painted up with the factory paints from China, the keying would be nice and even, because those paints are basically lead paints. I mean, they'll say that it's not lead paints, but the paint is probably lead, and it's more durable. It's really hard candy shell. But the stuff we get in America, like even if you use car paints and acrylics, enamels, and stuff like that. If the key is very tight, well, over time they'll bond together. It'll really, and then you'll scrape the paint, and it just becomes a nightmare. So we talked about it a little bit, and we decided that what we'll do is we're going to keep all the clear resin red, clear, but all the yellow areas, what we're going to do is we're going to do some fun paint ups with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do actually a mix of the stuff. I'm going to paint all the yellow stuff on the wings like a pearlized yellow with some solid yellows, and make that kind of like pop out a little bit more from the clear resin. But for the clear resin, what I might do is hit it with some interference red, make it kind of take it down a little bit, because like you said, you really didn't want all the clear there. But I think if I hit it with a little interference in some areas, maybe a little bit of yellow pearlize, we can make it glow a little bit, still keep the translucent look, but not be as potent clear. Because, you know, the thing that sucks about clear resin is this, it's beautiful. I mean, clear resin is just amazing, but when you have to have a rod in there, magnets, you see them no matter what angle you're at. I mean, that's the only downside really to the clear resin. Of course, buffing it out and making it look clear is a pain, but if you get through that, rods and magnets just make it look ugly, and there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, you could do a solid clear key into it, but if it's not really a good well key system, that'll crack and break over time, because clear is a lot more fragile and prone to cracking than regular resin. So that's just kind of the nature of the material. So what I'm going to do now is I'll go in the garage, I'll sort of hit it with the clear primer, start planning my attack, maybe set up a couple more blocks of wood for the wings and stuff, because you see what I did is I have this block here for this bird, and just pretty much start painting away. So I think with this I'll probably be able to paint it here in the studio, since I'm not doing the whole entire bird, and I can focus on a little piece at a time, because it's all going to just be like edging of all the yellows. But other than that, that's pretty much what we're going to do with this. Just one of those projects that I get it in hand and I realize it's not going to work the way we really want it to, because of the way it's designed. So that's just how it's working out. So let's get this primed up, and then we'll start painting. Okay, I used a titanium gold as a base, and then I had some Createx metallic gold, and I went around and I did all that stuff. So we covered up our damaged wing, and we're starting to kind of go and blend. Now I let some yellow show in some areas, the translucent, you know, clear resin yellow, and we're letting the red show too. Next step is I'm going to kind of go in with a little bit of interference red, see how this works out. And then what I'll do is I'll grab some other red paint and thin it down or something, or maybe even a transparent red, and go in a little bit more. So I'm going to kind of blend it out a little bit more and blend in. Going to go back and forth, because right now it's too yellow going here. We want to create some kind of an orange blend going, but we still want to keep some of that translucent clears in the areas. Now on some of the other bigger pieces like this, you can kind of see what I did is I hit it a little bit with the gold in the clear red, just to make it pop a little bit, so when you turn, you kind of see that little bit of the, you know, pearls kind of going. So that's kind of what I did with that piece there. But after all this is said and done, I'm going to let this dry out for the day. I really like to let Createx kind of cure up, because Createx paints are sort of, I guess you could say, thicker and rubbery, almost in a sense, and you got to kind of heat set them with a blow dryer. So if you don't really heat set them, they kind of don't really cure, you know, it's just, they're very weird. I don't know, I don't use them very often, but their pearls and stuff are kind of fun to use though. So what I'm going to do is go back in with some of the, you know, interference red, some other transparent red, sort of kind of blend some stuff out. We'll let it dry for the day. I'll send pictures to the client, see how he's liking it, and then we're going to have to do a Duplicolor clear car paint sealer on all of it, because you really want to make sure that the Createx is sealed pretty well. If not, that stuff can sort of kind of chip off, or it could scrape very easily with a fingernail. So you really want to make sure stuff's secured. It's just the downside of Createx. Their pearls and stuff are really great. I love it a lot, but they're not really like durable like other acrylics. It's weird. I'm not really sure why it goes like that. But that's where we're at right now. So what I'll do is we'll get set up with some of the other paints, blend all this out, let it cure, and then we'll seal it up. Alright, so I did a little bit of testing with the interference red. It really doesn't work too well with transparent resin like this. So it kind of took away some of the color, so I decided not to go that route anymore. So the next step is I'm going to use some Tamiya clear red. You kind of get into some areas like up there around the face and stuff and kind of blend out a little bit more, darken up some stuff. The reason why I'm going to use Tamiya is when I use my Duplicolor clear to seal all this at the end, it doesn't react to it. If I use something like Garage Kit's clear red, sometimes I get a little bit of reaction where it kind of bubbles and kind of moves away from the item. It's weird. And if I use Alclad clear red, which is really durable, the problem is once you use that, you can't really gloss it up with the Duplicolor because it will react and crack to it. But if I use like the Alclad Aqua Gloss, that would work, but it really doesn't give it enough durability. I really need this to be a little bit durable because you got to really handle it. So I think I'm just going to go with the Tamiya clear red, get in some areas here and there, blend it out, see how things look. See if we need to add anything else, show the client, see what he thinks, and then maybe we have to add some more or we seal it up and finish. It all depends. It's right now it's going to be a little bit of tedious work, kind of handling the items, getting in certain areas with the clear reds, and then maybe darken up some stuff here and there as well, and just see how things look once we're finished up. Alright, so at this point, I'm pretty happy with everything's out, except the yellow is, and the pearls are sort of too metal looking. I want to give it a little bit more of a yellowish look. So I have Tamiya clear yellow. Hopefully I have enough in the bottle. I thinned it down pretty well. So I want to give it a little bit more of a yellowish tint on it. Just make it a little bit darker, I guess you could say, in yellow sense, than it being too pearl. And then after that, we'll pretty much see how it's look. I'll send some pictures to the client, see what he says. And then we'll see if we need to do anything else or change things up. But at this point, it looks a little bit more fiery. We have that translucent look, and we have some solid looking stuff. So it kind of works out pretty good so far. So we'll see how this ends up when I put it together. Alright, so we're all finished up. I did a lot more tuning here and there on certain areas around here. I gloss coated it to pretty much seal everything up. One of the main things was you wanted to hide these rods as much as you can. You can't really go too crazy with it. I'm not really sure where it connects on the statue anyway. But the rods that are in the center of the bird, you really can't do much, but it kind of hides anyway. So as you kind of saw in the beginning, at least somewhat, hopefully, you know, throughout the video I have a picture of what it originally looks like. You can pretty much see what we did is we made those feathers kind of pop more with the metallics. And this was an easier way of pretty much fixing the item, still keeping somewhat of the translucent look, but also kind of make it different from all the other statues out there. So it made it pop a little bit more. So if you ever have like a broken or damaged item, this gives you a little bit better of an idea of like what you can do with it to kind of like repair it and still kind of keep the statue. Like I said, clear resin is just a nightmare to repair, especially something like this broken wing. You're really never going to get anything back at it. But you know, just hitting it in certain areas just makes it pop a little bit more. And I kind of like this a little bit more than kind of with the original ideas, because the prototype of the statue actually was all hand painted. And I sort of like that, but it kind of makes the statue look flat. But the clear resin makes it really pop, but sometimes you lose when it's all super clear. But I kind of like this a lot more now. Just having a little bit of painted look to it, making things really pop, but still keeping somewhat of the translucent look. So it kind of get like best of both worlds. I did do a little bit more with the eyes. You could kind of see a little bit from this angle. I hit a little bit more of a darker area in the eye, and then the little eyeball I made bright yellow again, the pearlized yellow. So kind of just had a little bit more fun with the bird eyes as well. But you can pretty much see how this all came together. I like this. It really makes it pop a lot more, especially with the lights in here. So this will kind of like glow a little bit more like in a shelf. So if you don't have like a lot of lights going on, maybe it'll pop a little more. So I guess we kind of like maybe just take off one little light. So if you have one angle from light coming from another spot, you get a little bit more of that, glow coming on this area over in here. If we hit both lights, maybe you get a little bit more kind of. So you can kind of see how it looks with a little bit of light. You sort of get reflections in certain areas. So I mean, it's pretty cool. So let me know what you guys think. You like this better? Do you like the prototype better, or just all painted, or you just like it having super clear resin? But like I said, sometimes when you get damages, you got to just find the best solution you can to make it work and still look pretty cool. So thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you liked the video. It gives you an idea of how to change up your statues. And if you ever have clear or translucent resin that's broken, you can always come up with something else to kind of bring it back to life, so it's not the end of the world and it's not destroyed. So thanks for watching, and we'll be back with some more videos.